Hey, this is Bill Mosley. I'm Chop Top, I'm Otis, I'm Luigi Largo, and Johnny from Night of the Living Dead, and you're listening to the Horror Squad Podcast.
Hello, welcome back to the Horror Squad podcast. This is episode number 183. Tonight we're doing two movies, Cruel Jaws, picked by Steve, and Jaws 3D, I think also picked by Steve, right? Is this
right.
a double victory?
A double victory this week.
It's a rarity.
I knew I had Jaws 3D, but I totally never saw Cruel Jaws coming. I thought for sure it'd be one of the other ones, but sure enough, there we go.
And the usual question, what made you pick those?
So Jaws 3D, I love theme park, like any type of amusement park horror, and I'd been jonesing for one for a while. So I thought when we did Shark Week, I'm like, I want something serious, but I don't want to pick like Jaws because that's too obvious. So let's go Jaws 3D because I haven't seen it in a long time, and happens at a theme park, happens at SeaWorld. So I figured let's pick that one. It'll be fun.
Very cool.
And for Cruel Jaws, so last year my pick also won with Shark Exorcist, and it was awful. So I thought this year I'm gonna go with something I heard is a like good bad movie, so I figured I'll try that one. I didn't think it'd win, but it did, and I was happy because I think it's a fun one to discuss.
Well, I'm gonna do Jersey Shore Shark Tag every year until it wins. I'll tell you that.
It's gonna be the new Warm Bodies.
I hope never. I hope never. Happy Home Run Derby today. All-Star game tomorrow.
Oh,
big
all
UFC
right.
fight last Saturday or this past Saturday, which I don't know if you guys watched, but I did, and it was enjoyable. I liked it. It was good. Good fight.
You like the result?
I didn't like the result. I'm a fan of Connor for his entertainment factor. He's maybe not the best role model, which I explained to my son. But as far as like showmanship and stuff, I mean, you can't go worse than that. But that leg break is brutal.
Oh, so gross.
And I was like,
Yikes.
damn, how strong is this guy to like break his leg and just be like, ah.
Yeah,
Like,
he
holy
handled it very well. Yeah.
crap. Yeah. But I'm ready for part 4 of that fight, so we'll see what happens in a year or so.
I just want him to fight Jake Paul because I want Jake Paul to get knocked the fuck out. Like I just want him. I'm tired of this. But he's fighting Tyrone Woodley next, so I'm hoping that Tyrone will knock him out. But I feel he pays the people off
Yeah.
to not knock him out, right?
I
Because there's
feel
no
like,
way
yeah.
Mayweather would have.
Mayweather would have destroyed his brother.
I mean,
Yeah,
Mayweather,
exactly.
like, he's never been a knockout puncher though. So
Yeah,
like,
he's also like 50 pounds lighter, but
right.
I mean, it's still fucking Floyd Mayweather, and I
Right.
think he was holding back.
Oh, he definitely was probably holding back a little.
I don't want that fight to happen because he doesn't deserve it. Like
Yeah.
straight up. Like even if it's for a couple million, whatever, you don't deserve to get in a ring with those guys. Like, period.
I think Mayweather got like 50 million for fighting Paul
Gosh,
last
actually.
time.
I'll do it. For,
Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
No kidding. Are you guys gonna watch any Shark Week festivities this week? With it being Shark Week and all, I saw that Jackass is doing like a Shark Week special, which I'm
did
like,
you
I might
hear-
have to watch that.
Did you hear what happened?
No.
One of the crew members got bit by a shark.
Oh my god.
So and they show it. I watched the clip.
Finally.
And yeah.
It's about time, because didn't they have like Wild Boys and for a long time?
Yeah, well, the Wild Boys are actually there on the boat, but so one of the new Jackass crews because the old crew is
Because they're
retiring
fucking old.
after the next movie that's coming. Well, it's coming out. There's a new movie in October, and I think this is their last one. And there's like a new crew moving in, so it's one of the new guys that got bit. But it makes me want to watch the whole thing now because
So stupid.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not really about the sharks so much anymore. The science of the sharks, anyway.
Eli Roth is doing something, right? I keep seeing him with like pictures of fins and stuff.
Yeah, I heard about that too. I'm not 100% sure of all the details on that though.
Yeah, honestly, Shark Week to me has just become an excuse to watch shark movies.
Yeah.
So I'm happy we're reviewing 2, and my 2 I watch are also shark movies. So it's just like I save all my shark movies for this 1 week. You know, I don't watch them any other time of year except for Jaws. I'll make an exception for that. But yeah, I'm excited.
So Eli Roth's thing is called Finn, and it's about exposing like the underground of like shark trading and stuff.
Oh, cool.
So like I guess
Interesting.
a piece about animal rights. So that's good.
That's good. That's great.
All right, you guys want to head into some questions?
Yeah. Let's do
Cool.
it. Shark questions, maybe.
Yeah, some of them. So you can ask us those questions on social media at the Horror Squad Podcast or on our Discord. A lot of conversations going on there tonight. It's just absolutely crazy. All sorts of stuff. We're talking about our favorite serials. We're talking about some horror stuff. A lot of talk about Fear Street, which is kind of the hot thing in horror right now. So definitely want to join and check it out. There's a lot of cool people there, and it's always fun to discuss things with the crew. They're actually talking about 90s era music devices that we use to get music and play music. So good times.
Such as like before
Like,
iPods?
like the Napster, LimeWire.
Oh yeah, of
using
course.
Winamp to like sort your music, stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. They're talking like 90s,
Burning DVDs and
yeah.
CDs and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, different time for sure.
The anti-skip CD players.
Oh my god. I remember when I got my first MP3 player, it held 13 songs, and I thought that was the coolest fucking thing ever because you
Yeah.
could choose those 13 songs, right?
Mhm.
It's just like, wow, times have changed.
How far we've come. I remember I asked my parents for like an iPod and they got me some like iPod knockoff and it was like the worst thing ever. I forget what it was called. But man, it was a bad.
Was it like a Zoom or something?
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah.
Yeah, and typical, right? I had 13 songs and I always knew what to play. Now I have like 3,000 and I just, nope, not this one, not this one, not this one. That's all I do in my car is I just like press the next button and hardly listen to anything. So
Do you guys remember like hit clips where it was like 30-second clips of a song? Like, and like you would just, you would put a different hit clip in. You could listen to like the 30-second, this is like before MP3 players, basically.
yeah, for sure. And this is how like I used to listen to MIDI files of songs because that's all that I could download, but that's all my computer can handle. Oh god, if you guys ever listen to a MIDI file, it's like it's terrible. But back then, it's all we had, right? So
Right.
all right. So first questions from Raining Blood 16. Pretty simple question, but also very loaded. Favorite horror sequel?
Ooh. Wow. Well, it's not really a horror sequel, but because I was thinking Evil Dead 2, which is definitely one of my favorites. But Todd, Evil Dead coming to theaters in October for one night only. You going?
I am going.
Awesome.
Tickets go on sale August 14th, something like that. Go to Fathom Events and buy your ticket, I guess.
It's 40th anniversary, right?
It's gonna be awesome.
The original? Awesome. I'm sure they're going to do something like sort of special intro, maybe with Bruce Campbell or Sam Raimi or something for that.
I hope so. I did the 40th for Texas Chainsaw, and there was like 3 people, including me, in the theater. It's kind of a bummer. It was still cool seeing that one.
Yeah.
And then I asked
We
the
went-
theater, I'm like, can I have your poster? Like, no, we have to keep them. Like, but it was only one night show. I'm like, nah, whatever.
Yeah, that's lame. Someone probably just one of the people
Yeah.
probably wanted it in the theater. That's lame. I remember Fathom Events usually does like pretty like cool stuff, and I remember Sam and I went to the 3 from Hell Fathom Events thing, and there was like an intro with Rob Zombie.
Did they have I did that one too. Did they have the
The poster
music
too.
videos?
No,
was-
it was. I remember it was 3 different nights, and they did
Mm.
something different every night. Like, yeah, but it was all right. But all right, so favorite horror sequel. That is a tough one. I don't know, Evil Dead 2 is like the first one that jumps in my head, but I'm sure there's something else that I like more.
Blair Witch 2.
I mean, I do love Blair Witch 2.
I know Steve's gonna say Dawn of the Dead, but
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
I don't treat that as a true sequel though.
Neither do
Like,
I. Yeah.
It's like a universe.
It's like
Mhm.
it's like a universe. It's like
But yeah.
saying Captain America is a sequel to Iron Man, which I don't
That's
see it
true.
that way, right? Yeah.
Sequel. Evil Dead. You know, I've been meaning to watch all 4 of the Evil Deads like in one sitting. That'd be awesome. Shoot, nothing's popping in my mind right now, actually.
I got some info on the new Evil Dead movie. We're probably not going to get to news tonight, but maybe I can just throw it in at some
Yeah.
point later.
So for my sequel, I'm choosing, which I'm sure I'll get some shit for this, but I'm choosing I Still Know What You Did Last Summer because that movie is good and the
No.
soundtrack is amazing.
You like
Let's go Mekhi Phifer and Brandy Norwood.
you like Rastafarian Jack Black?
No. I can do without
I
that.
forgot about that.
It's so bad.
Um,
But speaking of the Evil Dead stuff, I did want to just throw this in real quick. So Bruce Campbell just did an interview with a little update on Evil Dead Rise. Did you guys know it's going straight to HBO Max? I did not know this.
Oh, I don't know.
So that was announced apparently that it's going to be going straight to HBO Max. So Campbell in his interview said, people can call it what they want, sequel, remake, reimagining. It really is just another Evil Dead movie. It's book centric. It's all about the Necronomicon. Where does this book wind up and what happens to it over the millennia? In this case, it's set in the city. It's no more cabin in the woods. It's entirely different, unsuspecting heroines who are going to save the day. Currently filming in New Zealand. He said, but yeah, the three of us are very much involved. So that is a little update on Evil Dead Rise.
Terrible title though.
It is a bad
terrible title. I was
like
laughing on mute
like-
because they're just roasting Joe in the Discord right now.
Did what are they saying about me saying SAR? I saw that part.
How about you look like Belial, I guess, with the mask on and all that stuff. It's just pretty funny.
Oh, nice. Do you like the idea of it being in the city rather than the woods?
No, not really. I mean,
it's like how you move it out of the woods. It's like that's like what Evil Dead's all about. But
you can't take away from part 1 through 3, so they can do whatever.
Yeah. As for my horror sequel, I'm gonna go something recent and maybe unexpected. Doctor Sleep. You know, it was way better than I ever expected. I mean, we did a full episode on it, so you could listen to that. It's like episode 90 or 91. But I loved that movie, and I think it's a great sequel. So, especially to such a movie I love so much that I wouldn't say it's better than The Shining, but I'd say it's a very worthy sequel. So.
I would even go as far to say it's like underrated. Because
for sure.
It didn't get like and much love at all, and it was. I mean, I think it was in my top 5 from that year, maybe even top 3. I loved it. So
it was my top that year.
Speaking of Stephen King, actually, Sam and I just saw The Next Town Over. There's like a mirror. Sam, you know a little bit more about. There's like a mural wall, right? In Beverly.
Stephen King or what?
It's basically like where people can just go and freely like put graffiti on the wall wherever they want. So we just saw that just yesterday someone did like a Stephen King like thing where they put like a Stephen King like photo of Stephen, like a graffiti of Stephen King, and they did like a Shining mural and stuff. It looks really cool. So we're gonna go look at it this weekend. So I'll definitely take pictures.
Sweet.
Very cool.
Sweet.
All right. Next question's from horror fan Ryan. How do you feel about the Jaws franchise overall? It seems it gets shit on a lot, but even 2 and 3 are fun to watch, in my opinion.
What about 4?
4's fun too. If you haven't seen it in a while, like 4's 3. Well, we'll get into 3 later, but 4's pretty bad, but it's still really fun too.
I mean, like if you're comparing them to the original, like they're
not even the same ballpark.
Right?
Not
Like
even the same sport. Yeah.
No, it's like goes completely downhill, obviously. But they're like fun for what they are, and we'll get more in depth about part 3 soon.
Yeah, I totally agree. I actually 2 is going to be one of my what watch because I figured I might as well complete the trilogy while I didn't have time to watch 4. I will watch it this week, but I think they're pretty good and underrated. You don't hear a lot of people talk about the Jaws series. A lot of people just talk about Jaws. So definitely, I think worth watching at the very least.
I was gonna say sequels. Friday the 13th Part 2 is a really good follow-up to Part 1, which is kind of like the beginning of the series if you think about it, because it actually has Jason in it, and it's 20 years after Part 1. So Part 2 is fucking great. So check that one out.
1, 2, and 3 all take place over like a 2-day period, right?
No, 2, 3, and 4 do.
2, 3, and 4.
Yep.
Okay, that's right.
All right. So next question comes to us from Eric. He says, this question is specifically for Todd, since I know he read the book, but anyone else that has read it can answer too. Why did the book suck so much? Yawning vagina. And yes, that's a description used in the book. The shark parts were cool, but the rest was so fucking bad. A 300-ish page shark attack book, but over 200 pages between shark appearances. So have you read it, Todd?
I have. I'm trying to see if I have it on my shelf still somewhere. No, it's terrible. It's one of those books where you're like, how did they get the movie out of this? Because usually it's like the opposite, where the movie sucks ass compared to the book. But no, it's Chief Brody's wife has an affair with Hooper, who's a scientist, played by Richard Dreyfuss in the movie. In the movie, he's kind of nerdy, but in the book, he's like a hot college guy, whatever. He comes to town. Chief's wife is like one of those housewives that wants attention, and she flirts with everybody, and she ends up banging Hooper. It's not good. There's a lot of like social class things where she's like, in the movie, it touches on a little bit, like she doesn't feel welcome because they're like native islanders. She's not. but in the book it's like a lot worse, where she's really upset about it. And then the shark stuff is just not scary, especially the ending. I believe, if I remember correctly, the boat's going down, and then Chief Brody has like a piece of wood that he shoves at the shark, and the shark just floats down and dies. It's like completely anticlimactic. But yeah, I would not recommend the book at all.
Yeah, if I remember, I think there's like a mafia storyline that
I don't remember that part.
it's like a whole thing.
been
I
a
read
while.
something about it, and they cut it out of the movie because it was kind of slowing down the film.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's in Cruel Jaws that they use kind of a mafia thing. I don't know. I
Cruel
watched so many
Jaws is a
shark
better
movies.
adaptation then than
Yeah. Well, actually, fun fact. I was going to say it during the Cruel Jaws review. I might as well say now. Originally, Cruel Jaws was Jaws 5.
oh god.
And yeah, and it's only later that they changed the title to Cruel Jaws because it has nothing to do with
And
the
it's
rest of the series,
basically a remake of 3 if you think about it, if they're gonna put it in the same series. Both in like a
but
sequel
remake
kind
of
of,
3
you know.
and a little bit 1. You know, it's like it's yeah. But and in some markets, it's still known as Jaws 5. So.
Was it supposed to be in the actual Jaws series? Because Joe thought the
Yeah.
guy like stole it.
No, it was actually like Jaws 5 when it
Oh.
was originally made, and then whatever reason they I don't know if it's a rights issue or whatever,
Mhm.
but they changed it to Cruel Jaws. So
I thought it was like because I thought it was the same guy who did. It's the same director who did Terminator 2, aka The Shocking Dark, where like he just likes ripping off like other people's movies. So that's what I figured.
yeah, it's who knows what happened, but it's not. Yeah, now it's Cruel Jaws.
Yeah.
Anyway, next question's from Captain Amazing 85. That's Chuck. With the abundance of shark movies, do you think a Jaws remake would thrive or flop?
Probably flop. I would say flop.
I don't know. It depends how well it's done. I think it could have a chance of thriving.
A Jaws remake? I think it would do really well, probably just because it has the name attached to it. I think you bring in
to be nobody's.
I mean you bring in a lot of just non-horror fans, I feel like, with that title too. So I think it has the potential to be huge.
Who's your modern day Quint?
It's a great question.
William Dafoe.
Patrick Wilson.
No.
William
Patrick
Dafoe's-
Wilson.
Yeah.
William Dafoe's great.
William
Yeah,
Dafoe would be a
also.
good, yeah. Willem
Patrick
Dafoe
Wilson
would
would be
a
too
good
pretty
Quint.
for a Quint.
Yeah, he would. He'd be like a good, maybe Brody.
Brody.
Brody, yeah,
Yeah.
actually, that'd be really good. Kind of naive, clean cut. We need to get Hooper. And we need to get that's it.
Maybe get who would be a good Quint? It has to be someone a little dirty. They'd probably cast like Jack Black or something.
Oh God, which would kind of be good actually.
It potentially could be good.
Directed by Eli Roth. Done. Print it.
Nah, I'm good, man.
He was gonna do the Meg movie for the longest time.
That would have
Oh,
been
really?
perfect for him. Like he needs to do like goofy shit. Like he just can't handle serious like subject matter. Good.
All right.
Says
His next
you.
question. Is the Jaws franchise a good gateway into horror, or would you recommend another franchise?
It's a good gateway for sure. Like it's not like completely like I've always considered Jaws a horror movie. Like even though a lot of people don't. But yeah,
Who doesn't consider it a horror movie? Because we need to have
there
a
are a lot,
conversation.
man. There is like that's always like a massive debate in
Really?
like the horror forums. Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah, that's like a pretty clear cut horror movie.
Steve, back me up here. I know you're
No,
in the horror
I
forums.
agree. I mean, some people say the same thing about Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's-
different though.
I would
Is
say that's
it? But
different too. Yeah.
Because
They're
of
both
people.
animals that kill people.
Yeah, but a lot of directors have been inspired by Jaws, whereas most of them aren't really inspired by Jurassic Park. Do you know what I mean? Like it was kind of the first of its kind in that genre, I think. So I feel like it's more.
It's the same
the line's
director, so
more
it's I
clear.
figured.
Yeah. Most people, a lot
Also
of people
a bad
consider
book, in my
a
opinion.
lot of people
Jurassic Park.
consider it like an action movie. Like
Action?
Like
I
action
don't find
thriller.
it's really action.
people consider it like action thriller. That's what I always see
Wow.
people like saying. But I think it's a horror
But
movie.
if it's horror to you, it's horror. Yeah.
Yeah. What,
But
what was the question?
I don't know if it's a good
Gateway.
gateway horror film. I feel it's not like horror enough to be gateway to horror. I'd recommend something more, I guess, along the lines of Ghostbusters, because it's like dipping into horror, different types of horror, but not full blown
There's
horror.
another argument for comedy, right? Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but there's ghosts, there's zombies,
Let's
there's
kill a shark.
monsters, there's yeah, it's
Uh,
I don't know. Yeah, it's I guess it's one of those things. I mean, a gateway would probably be something that dips in and out.
I would argue for it because that's what I've done with my kids. It's been Army of Darkness was an early one. Jaws was an early one. Anaconda was another early one. Ghostbusters, of course, things like that. So yeah, I would argue because it's intense, especially like the scene where Hooper's diving and then the fucking eyeless guy comes out. That's a pretty good jump scare. And then of course when Quint's like falling into the guy's mouth, that's like one of the best scenes of all time. Period. So yeah, it's got brutality mixed with fun, so it's a nice little segue.
It's also really good, and that's going to help people say, "Oh, well, this is great. Let me watch another."
Yeah.
Because if you show them something shitty the first time, they'll be like, "Oh, maybe horror's not for me."
Yeah,
all right.
Evil
Next
Bong number
question.
3 is not a good gateway to.
I know it's a good gateway to porn, but not
It's
not
a
horror.
trash.
His next question: what's the best 3D horror movie?
Ooh, probably Jaws 3D,
Yeah.
maybe.
Going with My Bloody Valentine.
Ooh,
That one's
Have-
fun.
Have you guys seen a 3D in theater?
yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen a
Which ones?
bunch.
Bloody Valentine.
Nice.
What's the other one? Friday the 13th. They did that one in 3D.
Yeah, part 3.
I think they did. Oh, that's what I meant, by the way. Friday the 13th, part 3. We've been doing so much Jaws talk. Yeah, Friday the 13th, part 3. That's like one of my favorite Friday the 13th movies. So I think that's probably my favorite.
I don't think I've
There was that span there from like 2005 to 2010 where like every horror movie was in 3D.
But they weren't really 3D though, because they weren't like throwing shit at the screen. You know, it was more like
Right.
all the movies were 3D at that time. You know, it's just more depth than it was like out. So I'd argue that they weren't really 3D
Wow.
movies. But yeah, those are all good. Oh, I mean, the one we reviewed last year was it Shark Night 3D? Was
It's a fun one.
Yeah, I didn't see.
was a fun one, so-
I didn't actually never saw that in 3D, but I did see Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. Which honestly, it's just like trying to watch like a movie with the red and blue glasses like nowadays, like it's tough. It's tough to sit through.
we still watch my wife and I Nightmare on Elm Street. I forget which one is in
Part
3D
6,
for like
Freddy's Dead.
Yeah, for a little bit of
That's
it.
that was a cool idea. It's like the last 10 minutes, like when she goes like in, you
Yeah,
have
that's
to
right,
put
yeah.
the 3D glass on. It's a cool idea.
It's the only reason I still own the DVD is because
Yeah.
of that one. Like, yeah, but My Bloody Valentine's a good one. I actually really like that one. I don't think of that one for some reason when I think 3D. That's for sure a good one. All right, his last question. He says, Todrick, Todimus Maximus,
Nice.
Todimus Prime. I added that for you. Can you ask Sam what the meal for this double feature is, please?
Samantha, imagine this. I have a pink. I'm just kidding. As they do.
No, I liked it. Go with it.
Sam, imagine this. One table. Joe's not involved.
Okay.
Lights are out. Neon light in the corner, the one behind you. 2 candles. A waiter brings out 2 dishes with those little old school steel, like, you know, when they pull them up and they display the food in.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls it up. What food do we have for the shark movies?
Fish sticks and chips.
Classic. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
And also, Joe was talking about doing the little shark drink. And I think Steve talked about this on the podcast before, but we've actually had a drink similar to that where it's like the blue drink of whatever. And then they put the little gummies and then they do like blood to make it look like a shark attack.
Yeah, at Universal Studios in Orlando is a guy called Murph who does them, and he puts a little Jaws like puppet hand as he's doing it, and puts on a little show as he's making the
Can we
drink.
get him on the podcast?
Maybe if I go to
That'd be
He
so
died,
fun.
Joe? I heard.
No, I was saying RIP Jaws the Ride at Universal.
Oh.
oh yeah, he's at they have a little like bar, and they still have the shark like hanging there, so that's all you get now. All right, next question is from our buddy Mondo. He said, when are we getting the orb videos, Todd?
I've been meaning to compile them. So once I compile them and put them on one video instead of, sending them link by link, then that's when I'll do it.
Cool. And any other developments in that situation?
No, just orbs / dust. So nothing crazy.
Do you prefer it being orbs or dust?
Yeah. Well, I definitely don't want to see a freaking spirit walk around or something. That would be, I don't know what I'd do if I saw that, like a clear cut, 100%, like that wasn't me or a shadow or anything like that. Because it's in the basement, so if I watch a live camera and I see like a shadow moving across the floor, that's gonna. I don't know what people do.
You gotta watch the Blackwell Ghost, Todd.
I do not want to watch that now that you're.
Did you ever watch any of the sequels?
No,
Joe?
you know what? I started watching the second one and I fell asleep. So I was just thinking, I was like, I gotta jump back on all the sequels.
You know,
I can't find them, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
if I see something like that, I'm getting Joe's mom on the line and she's gonna cleanse me or something.
there you go. Just if you're really concerned, you can always just buy some sage and sage the house. I don't know where you can find sage in Kentucky, but I'm sure there's somewhere.
I doubt it.
Sure, they probably have some.
I'm sure somewhere.
All right. As next question, you get to pick a haunted place anywhere in the world to visit. Where are you going?
Great
I want to go to
question.
Gettysburg. I haven't been to Gettysburg yet, and I know that's pretty haunted. So
It's a great trip.
yeah, is it good?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, like your kids would probably be bored because
Yeah.
there's not like a lot of like fun things to do, but like for a history buff, it's great. Yeah. You can. I spent like a whole day just driving to all of the different
That's cool.
battlefields. It's really cool. This is a good one. Well, Sam and I are talking about going to the Conjuring house, and we're trying to get Steve to push his wife to make her go too, and
My daughter said, "Hell no."
So we'd love to do that. It's only like an hour away from us in Rhode Island, so that would be really cool. So that's definitely my next goal, to go there.
What about the Cecily Hotel?
Ooh, what's that?
Oh, is that the one in LA?
In LA
Yeah.
with Elisa Lamb and all that stuff.
Lisa Lamb.
Is it the Hollywood Hotel? Or it's really called the Cecily?
Yeah, a
This
Cecil
is
Hotel.
Lisa's real
yeah.
name. I don't know. Yeah.
That would be cool. I'd love to go to the Stanley Hotel in Colorado, which
Yeah,
they
I'm
say is
surprised you haven't
haunted.
been yet.
I mean, yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to go to, honestly, the hotel where they actually filmed the movie too, which I forget where that is, but I want to say maybe Oregon or something. But those are definitely, that one maybe not so haunted, but supposedly the Stanley is, so that would be cool too.
Yeah, I'd like to go to one of the most haunted buildings in America, and one of my favorite like haunt stories, and that's the White House.
That was cool.
Apparently Abraham Lincoln haunts the White House, and I would love to stay in his room and just check out and just visit
Yeah.
the White House, really.
Imagine you're the president and you get
but yeah,
haunted by another president.
By
He's
Abraham
like, "What the
Lincoln.
fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "Wait, what? You fucking idiot!
Yeah, right.
That's not what I meant."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. There's something about Lincoln that always fascinated me since I was a kid. He has like a different aura than everyone
Yeah,
else.
his birthplace is in Kentucky. It's like an hour away.
Oh, is it?
Mhm.
Nice. That's that cabin or something, or
Yep.
whatever. All right. Next question, still from Mondo. Great White versus Hammerhead versus Bull Shark. Who you got?
Great
In a
white.
contest, great white every time.
Yeah, Great White always wins.
But
no
how
matter
cool
what.
does the hammerhead look?
Hammerhead is the coolest looking shark, though. I do agree. Yeah, I love the Hammerhead.
Yeah, totally agree. Sam, you agree? Great White?
I guess I have to.
What about
You
the
don't have
street?
to.
What about the street sharks? They'd probably beat all everyone.
Terrifying, That new Suicide Squad movie with the shark is freaking scary.
Yeah.
God, I can't wait. I can't
Oh.
wait to see that movie.
Todd's gonna have nightmares about that shark.
That's like the worst case scenario. Is like, at least I can't go in the water, but if they come out of the water,
Right?
oh my god, what am I supposed to do now?
Then what?
But when they're wearing jeans and clothes, they're just not as scary looking, honestly. They're more funny.
Okay.
All right. Next question's from Weezerface. If Jaws is the Michael Myers of the sea, does that make the poor tiger shark that gets killed Ben Tramer of the sea?
Aw, I think so.
Sure.
That's
I
a
mean,
good
are we calling Jaws? I would call Jaws more the Jason Voorhees of the sea than the Michael Myers of the sea.
Yeah, better
Okay.
kills. I guess we're going kills, right?
I guess they're all. I mean, I guess any slasher could be considered. Well, Freddy, maybe not Freddy.
Yeah,
'cause, you
Freddy
know.
doesn't talk.
Right.
Can you imagine Jaws' fucking mouth just runs the whole fucking movie? You know?
I'm
That'd
gonna
be
get you.
I would love to see a movie like that. So
I'm
someone
swimming under
make
you.
it happen.
Yeah, that would be cool. Just have a.
Talking
Talking
shark
shark.
movie, that'd be awesome.
That's all we got. We got to make it.
All right, man.
I mean, apparently Tubi takes any fucking
Seriously.
movie and
Tubi.
just puts it on. So let's make a talking shark movie and feature it on a future episode.
Can I say a quick little shout out to Tubi real quick though? Hashtag not
Of course.
sponsored.
Tubi.
So every time Todd talks about Tubi, I never realized how easy it is to watch movies on Tubi. I watched Cruel Jaws on Tubi. I was trying to find it and I was like, well, let me see if it's on Tubi. And I was just on my phone and I didn't want to download the app because it takes too fucking long and I have too many apps on my phone. And so I downloaded it and it's like log in with your Apple ID or whatever. So I just did that. So I didn't even have to make a new account. I didn't have to do anything. And it was so easy. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. So I will be watching. Who knows? I might have what watched from now on,
Ooh.
thanks to Tubi. Not
How
this
exciting.
week, but maybe next week.
All right.
Tubi's great.
Yeah,
It really
Tubi
is.
really good.
Tubi's interesting, so I talk about Tubi a lot, right? Like I
You're
watch
the
a lot of
Tubi
Tubi
master.
movies.
Tubi.
So it's a free service that has the most movies by far of any service. And I mention it to all my friends, my family members, and all these people, and none of them ever watch it. For some reason, I can't convince people to watch Tubi. And it's every time they talk about some obscure movie, I'm like, oh, Tubi's got it, and they never fucking watch it. They only watch Netflix and Prime. And I don't
I think it's
understand
like
it.
maybe people have a thing about spending money, you know?
Maybe. I don't know what it is.
That's the only thing I can think of. Like Tubi's free, so it's not as good. I don't know.
And well,
I
I
watch
use
Tubi's got
more
Netflix
Tubi
the
anything.
least, probably.
and Tubi's got advertisements. A lot of people don't like the advertisements, like
Yeah, it's like
Indian
4.
movies.
Anything
Yeah,
reasonable, like go take a poo while the advertisements are on.
That's a-
or
there you go.
do
You need to-
laundry or something.
Check your phone.
But I didn't realize it was free either. I thought you guys paid for it.
Oh, which is crazy because I paid for all these damn services and watch Tubi 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Shudder, Amazon, Netflix, Disney,
Disney Plus.
Hulu. It's fuck. I need to
HBO.
cancel them.
Let me get that Disney
Oh,
Plus
yeah.
login, Todd.
Let me hit you with the email.
Yep.
I got a lot of good stuff on there actually. If you like Disney, obviously.
Right. Well, there's a lot of horror movies. Well, no, not for you guys. In Canada, there's a lot of horror movies on Disney Plus.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
What
Because
the hell, Horror Movie Canada? What do they
Well,
have?
they own
Oh,
they own
Fox.
Fox. Yeah.
It's because because we don't have Hulu, so all that stuff goes to Disney
Oh, cool.
Plus for us, and all the Fox stuff, and there's a bunch of
So
stuff.
does this
that,
mean you're not going to get American Horror Stories? Because that's going to in America anyway. It's going to be on FX on Hulu.
which puts it on Disney Plus
too,
for me?
Okay,
So
that's coming
confusing.
out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is actually. I saw a trailer for American Horror
Mm-hmm.
Stories. So, all right, next question from Weezerface. It's a Marry Fuck Kill, the Dudes of Jaws edition. So Brody, Hooper, and
Oh.
Quint.
So Brody, Chief, nice, mild-mannered sheriff. We got Quint, crazy, hardcore vet. It's kind of a vendetta against sharks because of the USS Indianapolis sinking. His buddy's getting eaten. Then we got Hooper, a nice young man that likes sharks.
Yes, I'm marrying Hooper for sure because he's a little silly and handsome. So
Silly.
Richard Dreyfuss, and he's the only one I ever met of the three of them. So
Ooh, I get to meet him this Saturday.
oh, awesome. Yeah. What are you getting signed? Like Jaws poster? or something?
Whatever he's got there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only Jaws poster I have.
He
is
has a lot.
Poster. Yeah.
He has a lot on his table, so you'll be able to get something cool.
Like a sweet.
There's a
eight-pack.
really one of my favorite 8x10 he had on his picture was like him inside the Jaws
Ooh,
like
cool.
bone mouth is really cool. But yeah, I'll marry Hooper and then I am going to fuck Quint and kill Brody. That's what I'm going.
Why?
Well, because Quint, like, you can just like crush beers with him like all night and stuff, and like the dude would just crush Narragansett all night, and one thing leads to another. You're all both really drunk, and hey, Brody's
tell
too
you-
serious.
Usual guys' night then. Okay.
Brody's too
You
serious.
Just usual quote unquote golf outing for Joe.
Yep.
He's not always serious, is he?
Brody, yeah, he's
Brody?
pretty
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah. I'm marrying Brody because
His son's not so much, apparently.
I'm marrying Brody. Seems very stable. So I'm going after Brody. I'm going to kill Quint because eventually he'd be like, yeah, I tell you the story about my scar. Yes, motherfucker. You told me the story about a scar. Leave me alone. And then I'll bang Hooper because he'd be like, a little college fling. He's got the little beard, plays his beard a little bit. So we're good.
You know what? I 100% agree with Todd.
Thank you. Plus, I think Quentin would be a selfish lover. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually agree with Todd as well with
Mhm.
this one. I don't know. I just don't trust Quinn. Like
No.
he's too unpredictable.
Quentin would pull the condom off Doggy and still say it has it on.
Probably.
Totally. Yeah.
He'd
Yeah, I got it
spit
on.
He'd spit on your back and you turn around and get it in your face.
What's that called? The Houdini?
Houdini.
Yeah, the Houdini. All right. So the next question is from Rinfa. Since Jaws inspired a lot of eco horror movies, do you guys have another favorite animal killer? I like orcas.
Orcas are scary.
I haven't
Sam
seen
and I went on
Orca
a
in
whale
long
watch.
time.
We didn't see orcas, but I've never seen Orca the movie. Is it any good?
I haven't seen it in forever. I
haven't
remember a
seen it either.
baby
No.
being birthed on a boat. That's all I remember. Baby orca.
Favorite killer, like animal that just kills, or like animal
guess so,
killer,
yeah.
killer animal movie?
Probably a
Just
movie, I
says
imagine.
favorite animal killer. It doesn't.
Oh,
I would say from a movie,
oh, from a movie. Okay,
like a Jaws kind of thing.
Boar.
Piranha, man, the remake was pretty
Yeah,
fun. I'm gonna go
Piranha was cool.
Piranha 3D. Oh, that's 3D, huh? Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
is
it
3D,
was.
yep.
Yep.
It's a good one.
I love the crocodile or alligator. I think it's croc though. In like,
Yeah.
I love that movie. I don't know. I mean, it's got fucking Betty White.
She's-
How can you
yeah.
not love it? You know?
National treasure.
Absolutely. Oh, gonna be 100 this year.
Yeesh.
That's amazing.
Ooh,
What
mosquito.
about you, Sam?
Sorry.
Mosquito?
I guess that's an insect, though. Does that count?
That was unexpectedly
That
awesome.
Yeah.
movie was great. Yeah, that was so fun.
So I'm also gonna say killer whale because I used to be obsessed with orca whales. They're so cute. And I thought when I was a kid, like the whites of their eye, I thought like the white part around their eye, I thought I could be next to their eyeball and like get inside their eyeball. Does that make sense? Like that's how large I thought they were when I was a kid. That's
That
my
before or
answer.
after you were gonna work with the girl from Twister?
This was probably before.
Nice.
And I was obsessed with Free Willy. Like I told
I was
you, I
gonna
asked
say, yeah.
him today. I was like, Joe,
You
will you
did.
watch Free Willy with me? Because I wanted to be a marine biologist because of that movie. So
Is that
You can work
Elijah
with-
Wood in Free Willy?
no, that
What's
is
No,
Elijah
Flipper.
in?
Jason
Flipper?
James Richard or something like that. But yeah, Elijah's in Flipper, which is also another great movie.
Which is the
And it
one
has a
Who
great
else,
soundtrack too.
And what's that? That girl's in Free Willy too, who was in she was in A League of Their Own,
Mhm.
and
Madonna?
get her name.
No, I can't remember her name. She played Kat.
She's been in
Um,
other cool shit too, though. Was Tank Girl? She was Tank Girl, right?
Oh, yeah. What's her name, man? Dang, it's gonna
I
drive
don't
me crazy
remember.
now.
Yeah, it is gonna drive me crazy.
Yeah, I could
Lori-
picture her, but I
Is it
can't.
Lori Petty? Is that her name? No. I don't know.
Uh,
There's something a little Google, can help with.
Google it.
And remember when there wasn't Google and you just like, wow, what's that person's name? And you just like had to like sit on it. for
411.
days
You had to
and,
call
like, I don't-
411.
411. There you go.
Get
We used
my
to call it what-
parents like fucking books there and like go through them. Like
When I was a kid, we used to go to the pay phones and we'd like call 411 and we'd like prank call. Like we'd be like,
Yeah.
Doug Funny, Bluffington.
We used to call the porn lines,
Oh, the
like
porn
1-800
lines,
boobs.
Nice.
what we for us is Hooked on Phonics because
Oh
it was
my
such
God.
an easy number to memorize.
That's right. 1-800-ABCDEFG. Right?
That's right, exactly.
You guys ever
God.
dial the operator just to ask him like what time it was?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad like still
Gosh.
calls like 411 to ask for numbers. I'm like, what do you? He
Typical
was like,
old
and he
guy.
has a smartphone, and I'm like, why are you spending your? I was like, that costs money.
He just likes
you
to
know,
say
like-
hi to people.
Yeah, he does.
He talks to him for like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Next question's from M. She says, "Who in the group would most likely survive in the open water?"
Whenever there's a survival question for me, it's always Todd. Like Todd.
Yeah,
Todd.
but his
Todd
fear
actually-
sharks might get him on this
It
one.
might.
I'm
You're
fucking
right.
Michael Phelps in it out of the water.
Yeah.
Right.
Todd will just like panic and he'll freeze. And
I
the
would
shark will
I
just
would
eat him.
probably freeze in a shark situation
Yeah.
because I don't. What do you do? Like
I don't
that's
know.
the scariest thing is
What
the
are you
unknown.
supposed to do?
Yeah. Well, you're supposed to like punch him in the face, but it's a shark, so
But Todd would probably have a knife in his shoe to where he could just stab the
Yeah.
shark.
Like
I'm
in
gonna go.
2021's Great Shark, where they fight him underwater. It's so stupid. Or Great White. Yeah.
I'll go Sam with this one then. I think Sam will. She's a good swimmer,
She's
so
a
I feel like
swimmer?
she could she could
Yeah.
outswim
Should be
the
like
shark.
Blake
I'm a
Lively.
good swimmer.
Yeah.
Just because I take bubble baths every Sunday night does not make me a great swimmer.
What's the Blake Lively movie?
The Shallows.
The Shallow. There's Sam right there. She's timing it and swimming and shit.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
good
good with that. I'll time it.
I'm in a movie prop group and someone was selling parts of the whale from the Shallows.
What? That's
For,
lame as fuck.
for $35 a pop. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Movie sucked.
Yeah. I didn't think it sucked, but it's not by a prop movie.
Did I ever tell you guys that the one time I went into the ocean and so I went to Daytona, Florida for spring break.
There's your
And
first
I
problem
just
going to Florida.
Right. It's where the bus was going. I mean, I didn't have a choice. And I'm like terrified of going into oceans. Like, fuck that noise. I don't want to risk it. So my friends, after a few days, convinced me to go up to my like nips.
Oh,
you know,
God.
about
That's
there.
where they're at, Steve.
So I'm like, okay, fine. There was a ton of people.
Doesn't
obviously,
matter.
like, whatever. So I finally go. I get there. It hits around my belly button, and the fucking shark alarm goes
Oh, my
off.
God.
Man, you have never seen me
Whoa.
run faster in my life.
That is frightening.
Yeah, never again. I'm never going into the ocean. Like,
Just
for
the
rest of my
idea of
life.
just a shark alarm going off is terrifying.
Eesh.
Yeah, well, I'm glad they had them.
Yeah, right, yeah,
Most beaches. It was a really popular beach in spring break, so they had a system. But damn,
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see that video of the surfer with like a GoPro and it's on his wrist or something?
Yeah,
And
I've
then
seen that one.
he didn't see the shark until after he looked at
Yeah.
video.
That's terrifying. Dude, did you see the video? It just got released like this week. I'll have to send it to you guys. But there was a fucking massive shark in the water, and
God.
these two dude bros just like took off their shirts and jumped in the fucking water, like on top of the shark. It was
deserve to get
fucking
eaten. That's-
Crazy. I was like, oh
That's-
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's like that one girl.
Darwinism right there.
Hell yeah, they deserve it. That's like that one girl. It's an older video where it was like a shark watching tour or something, and she was so afraid of sharks that to conquer her fear, she jumped in the Great White area, and it bit her
No.
fucking leg off. Oof.
So I mean, I'm not like, I think sharks are cool and everything. Like, and I would never like swim with sharks. Well, actually I did swim with sharks, but they were like sand sharks, you know, like, so it doesn't count. But I would totally like get in a cage
Oh no, hell no.
and like go around like, but I have seen a fucking video where like the shark got into the cage. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen that video?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
terrifying.
And then the blood starts bubbling up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
ugh.
terrifying.
Fuck, I did it in VR, and I was like,
Oh,
terrified.
that
Like,
game was fucking scary. That PSVR thing.
Yeah, it was a demo
Yeah.
on the PSVR. It was like, damn.
Oy, oy, oy.
All right, the last question we got this week is from Brian. He says, "Do you feel that Spielberg needs to allow us to make another Jaws film, and why is your answer yes?"
My answer is no.
Hmm.
I don't think it's necessary at all for them to remake Jaws. If they did, like, okay, like it's not the end of the world or anything, but you know, I think Spielberg's doing probably the right thing. Like, why is like he's got so much fucking money as it is? He's like, why would I let you guys remake something that's like so near and dear to my heart? That was his first movie, right? Was that Spielberg's first
I
movie or
think-
no?
First big one. Yeah.
Big one anyway, right? Yeah. So I mean, he's just like, fuck you guys. You ain't gonna like go and try to make money off my fucking creation. So I don't blame him.
I 100% agree. It's like, yeah, it'd be sweet to see Back to the Future Part 4, but the trilogy's done. Like, you can't
Mhm.
improve upon it. And Jaws is, yeah, it's got shortcomings with, you know, some of the Bruce the Shark stuff, but fuck, man, it's one of the best movies. So leave it alone.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it's there are a million shark movies. They could call it anything else. Just don't call it Jaws.
Yeah. Call it Mouth.
Shark throat.
Shark throat. No.
Shark throat. I like it.
The porn parody title's already there.
Yeah, there you go. And that's all the questions we got this week. Thank you, everyone, for asking. We couldn't do this segment without you. And now a word from our deadly sponsor.
Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Who would like to talk about what they've been watching?
I can start us off. I only got one this week because Sam's been making me run outside, so I'm not able to watch movies as much on the elliptical.
Been making you.
I know you haven't been making me.
She
Actually,
wants you fit.
She wants me fit. She just wants me to run with her so no guys attack her while she's running. That's her.
I told
That's
you
her
you didn't
fear.
have to. I
No,
like
I'm
running
just-
by myself.
I'm just teasing you.
Just make sure you got some pepper spray, Sam, or something like that.
I do need to carry my pepper spray. I forget.
I
that
bought.
have
Yeah, she has pepper spray. I bought it for her a while
Pepper spray is
back.
the fucking worst.
It's actually illegal in Massachusetts, technically.
Really?
So
it.
it's
Isn't
like,
that
yeah,
fucked up?
yeah.
Is like
Massachusetts
specific a specific spray is illegal or every
No, like
spray?
you're supposed to have like a license to carry it or something like that. It's so dumb.
That's
So
stupid as
we
fuck.
have the same thing here, but you're allowed bear spray, so everyone carries bear spray.
Ah.
Oh.
It's like the loophole. So maybe you guys have a loophole as well.
I'll have to check.
human spray.
Yeah, right.
Just carry a bottle of piss.
So I'm just thinking of like you throwing like a guy coming, you just throw piss in his face. It's like what his reaction would be.
I don't know. I would actually act insane. So I think I would scare the attacker.
Sam just pulls her pants down. You want to fucking go right now?
I know. I would
Ugh.
yell the most insane thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Which
Kick him in the
reminds me, why did
balls.
that girl
Oh.
kick that guy's balls at the party? At Cruel Jaws?
I mean, it's the best move. You know, she's smart.
She was dancing with him though. Like she was doing it to flirt with him, I thought.
It's a weird way to flirt.
It's a weird- yeah.
all right.
Wouldn't work on me, I'll tell you that.
All right, I'll go first. So my first movie actually is for a cause, as well as a lot of people may not know that Andre Gower, which he was the star of the Monster Squad, recently had a heart attack, unfortunately. So thoughts to him, and you can donate to his GoFundMe, which we can provide the link in the Discord for that if we haven't already. But if not, you can just I'm sure you can just search, Andre Gower, GoFundMe and find it that. But yeah, it was just like a freak thing. The dude's like was totally healthy and then just, had a heart attack. But so go and donate if you can to him. But I watched Wolfman's Gut and Arts, the Monster Squad documentary. And it was great. I mean, if you are a fan of the Monster Squad, like they go like full in depth. They go from, the beginning phases of the movie all the way through the movie to the fandom and cons and what it's become and stuff. It's really, really cool. You get some really cool behind the scenes info. Talk about how the movie was like a complete bomb when it first came out. Like just it completely bombed, which I had no idea about. I found that to be really interesting. And then they went into, the makeup process. And just the makeup in that movie is just like top notch. Like the creatures are just fantastic. So if you are a Monster Squad fan, it's a must watch. I loved it.
Isn't he? What's the update on his health? Is he other?
I don't
at the
know.
hospital?
I mean, he's okay. Like I think he's out of the woods.
Yeah, sucks.
But he's got a definitely long recovery ahead of him, I'm sure.
You never know, I guess.
Yeah. No, I mean, they said he was like super out. He was playing tennis when it happened. Like he thought he was just like dehydrated, and they were like there were like no like symptoms of like a heart attack or anything. It was crazy.
All right, Sam, did you have any?
I did not.
Cool. Steve, did you watch Dollman?
I did. Yeah. It's not one of mine, but if you're talking about it, I'll give my thoughts as well.
Okay. Dollman is a full moon feature, currently available on Tubi. And this movie is fucking crazy. So this guy named Brick Bardo is like it's okay. Let me restart. It's a sci-fi movie with this like kind of future cop who's a badass, right? He goes around, he doesn't take shit from anybody. He goes and like messes with prisoners, things like that. He gets in a spaceship though, and he kind of gets in a time portal thing and goes to modern day Earth. The only problem is, what is he, like 12, 14 inches tall, something like that? So he is a extremely little person on Earth fighting grown-up gangsters played by, what's the guy? The guy who plays Rorschach.
Jackie Earl Haley.
There you go, Jackie Earl Haley, who also did the new Freddy Krueger. Doll Man, it sounds so stupid, and believe me, it is, but like it's got such a fun charm because this guy is so like he tries to do his hardcore tough guy routine, but then you look at him and he's like 12 inches tall, talking to like a human, like a full size human, and it's funny. But there are some like really cool kills in this. He has this gun that it's like it'll blow a fucking guy apart, and it's freaking awesome. So like really cool practical effects. And my biggest problem actually is that he's 12 inches tall because it would have been kind of cool if he was like a normal sized dude going around cleaning up modern day. I think they're in New York or something, but he meets up with like a single mother who has problems with the local gangsters and he starts cleaning them up. So Dollman, Tubi, Full Moon, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, and I totally agree. Todd recommended it to me, and it's ridiculous as hell, but I enjoyed it. Like I was just really interested the whole time. Like it's like funny, but kind of just over the top horror action funny. I just really enjoyed it. There's a guy, it's just like his head, and he's kind of one of the villains of the movie, and he's super hilarious. And like you said, the gore is like really amped up. It's like people like explode, but
Paul Verhoeven almost. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But they don't die necessarily. Like there's one guy, his whole body explodes, but he still has his arm, his hand, and his mouth, so he's like still smoking, being all tough and shit. Like it's totally random movie. It hit with me the same way that like Hell Comes to Frogtown hit with me. It's like just over the top and not taking itself too seriously and stuff like that. I mean, it is written by Charles Band, so you do have to take that into account. I definitely recommend it though. It's a cool little gem over on Tubi. My first one this week. So I did a serious and not so serious shark movie for my watch as well. So for my serious shark movie, I decided to watch Jaws 2. I talked about Jaws a few months ago. We're doing Jaws 3 on this episode, so I didn't want to kind of jump over Jaws 2, so I'm doing it on my watch. And this one takes place 4 years after the original movie like stuff, and it follows Officer Brody, and they're going to build a hotel on the beach, so tourists are starting to come back to Amityville. But he finds I think it's a whale that got kind of eaten in half, so he starts getting concerned that there's another shark in the water, and sure enough there is, and it starts attacking people and stuff like that. So a whole new adventure ensues. This one, I thought it was fun. I mean, it doesn't hold a candle to Jaws, for sure. Brody and his wife, I think, are the only two. Oh, and I think the mayor is there, too, are the characters that return in this one. It's got some good shark scenes. Officer Brody's always a pleasure to watch, even though I read that he totally didn't want to do this movie and apparently, like, phoned it in. But I thought he's still pretty good in his role. The score is decent. It is a bit boring at times and feels a bit long. Like there's some scenes that it takes a long time to go from shark attack to shark attack. And there's a focus on a lot of teens in this one. But overall, I'd say it's a pretty decent sequel, and I'd recommend watching it.
My favorite little nod in part 2 is that Chief Brody has the yellow inflatable outside of his house as like a planter for some plants. So that's
right, yeah.
But my next one is a horror world tour that I've been doing off and on. This one's from Mexico. I've already seen a couple movies from Mexico, but I decided to watch this one too. It's called Cemetery of Terror, and it's a zombie / occult movie. Typical kids doing their bullshit. They find a book, and then they go to a morgue, and then they raise a fucking dead body, but this dead body was a serial killer, so they already fucked up, and they take the body over to like a cemetery. Cemetery rises ghouls. So you got the cops trying to find out where the fuck the serial killer's body went. You got the kids trying to survive the night from the zombies. It's in Spanish. It's got some great gore in it. The action's fun. Special effects is all solid. It takes a little bit long between set pieces to get to the good stuff, so they could have sped that up a little bit. I don't know where this one's streaming at. I bought a Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome, but I think it's only available for purchase for the disc. So Cemetery of Terror, 1985 Mexican zombie / occult movie. Recommend.
I like that. That one sounds fun.
It does sound fun.
It's a fun one.
I want to watch it, Todd.
Okay, son.
My next one is from 2011. I watched over on Tubi, and that's Swamp Shark. So in this one, for some reason,
why'd you do it to yourself, Steve? Swamp Shark.
You know what? The premise sounded good, so I figured why not. So in this one, this group of guys brings in this like giant shark on a truck. I'm not exactly sure what they wanted to do with it, but the truck blows up because the shark starts moving in there, and the like thing that was holding in the shark rolls down a hill and falls into a swamp. And then the shark is in the swamp. So meanwhile, the people of the town are holding some kind of festival, and it's up to, believe it or not, the fucking waitress at the restaurant in the town and a bunch of other people to figure out how to get rid of the shark as it's starting to eat people in the town. The waitress is played by Christy Swanson, and there's also a cop played by JB Cooper or something like that.
What was the year again
Jamie
for this
Sweeney?
one, Steve?
It's 2011. Yeah, so obviously it's a ridiculous film. The premise is kind of stupid. It's a indie but well shot film, and I gotta say it was pretty good. Like, it was a decent, good, like a good bad film. The kills are surprisingly really good. I mean, they're a little ridiculous. Like, there's at one point there's a shark that jumps over a pier and then chomps someone's head off and then like jumps on the other side. There's just a lot of like interesting ways that they kill people.
Like
the
that.
acting is bad but not terrible. Like, it's passable. It's a bit by the numbers, like, what's going to happen next. It's very obvious when a kill's going to happen. It's the kind of thing where the music kind of goes silent or it ramps up and there's one character and he's like, he's going to get killed next. But it's still, honestly, if you like bad shark movies, this is one of the better ones, and I would recommend it. It's like a 6 out of 10, so it's pretty good for a indie bad shark movie. So Swamp Shark on Tubi.
Joe, have we seen this one? Why does it sound like
No.
Boar? Am I thinking of Boar but replace Boar with the shark?
I think
it's
you're
like
thinking
Shark
of
Lake.
every animal movie.
Wait,
Yeah.
no, it's like I thought it had Christy Swanson in it, where she's like a waitress in a small cafe, and it's like her responsibility.
Yeah, that's exactly
did.
what this is. DB
I feel
Sweeney
like we've
plays a
seen that.
cop, and yeah, it's
That does sound familiar, but I can't think of what movie. Christy Swanson, really?
Christy Swanson.
She definitely
Body.
wasn't in Boar.
Mm-mm.
No, that was
That was-
Australian, right?
Phil Mosley, yeah.
Okay, then it sounds just like that movie. then.
Yeah.
All right, I'll peep down.
Bill Mosley will be at the con this weekend.
Cool.
I
Who are you
think-
meeting
I think
besides
he's at
Dreyfus?
every con. Bill
Yeah,
Mosley.
he does a lot of cons.
I was actually bummed seeing his name because it was always Bill and Sid on the same shared marquee, and
Yeah.
it's obviously
Well, now
passed
they're
away.
doing we're going to Monster Mania in August, and it's going to be him.
Nice.
What's its name there from Three from Hell? Richard Brake
Ugh,
and
I just don't like. Nothing
Daniel
against him as an
Phillips.
actor or anything. I
Yeah.
just don't. His characters never do it for me. Like, I
yeah.
don't see the it factor with him like Bill
Well,
Mosley.
he's the Night King too, isn't he? That's
He
like a
is,
big
yeah.
thing. Yeah. So that's like a big thing for
One
him.
of like 4 different Night Kings they had.
Yeah.
Actually, Todd, I meant to ask you. I was looking at the guest list for that con. You have any interest in any of the Dawn of the Dead people?
No, it's all zombies, and
They even have like the iconic zombie from like the poster.
yeah, I without sounding mean, I wouldn't want to put those people on my Dawn poster that has like Romero and Savini because it's it's not the same.
They're not the stars. of the
Yeah,
film.
I might get like a mini 11 by 17 maybe and start doing zombies. That'd be cool, but not on my main one. No.
I was curious because there's like 4 or 5 of them. I think,
Yeah.
right? From
That's all.
one-
That's all that was there in that Dawn of the Dead con a couple years ago too. It was all.
oh really?
Yeah.
All zombies.
You going solo, Todd? Or are you meeting people there?
I'm meeting a couple guys that had a podcast for a
Nice.
while since disbanded, but they're local here, so that'd be fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're doing Dreyfus and the Greasy Strangler guys? Anyone else?
Dreyfus, Greasy Strangler for sure, and Tony Moran
Nice.
from Halloween. Yep.
Cool. What are you getting on Moran? You getting like a Halloween poster you already got, or?
Yeah, I got my Halloween poster. I got all the girls except Jamie Lee, and I got Sheriff Brackett, so I'm gonna add him to it. Be nice.
Nice. Bracket's getting tough. He like retired from cons, but he's doing Texas Frightmare this year.
Texas Frightmare is loaded. Did you see that?
Yeah,
Freaking...
it's a good guest list this year for sure.
It is. They got
Mhm.
Patricia Tallman for Steve.
Yeah, they have. Actually, I don't know if they do this year, but I know the one that they canceled had half the cast of Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's
Mm.
cool too.
Not Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, there's a con happening like an hour and a half away from where we're gonna be called Steel City Con in Pittsburgh, and it's like a way better guest list than the one we're going to. I'm like, damn it, I wish we were going to that one instead.
If you're going to Pittsburgh, you might as well just do Dawn of the Dead tour.
Well, we're not going to Pittsburgh. The other
Oh.
con we'll go. Yeah, the con I would rather go to is in Pittsburgh. The one we're going to is in Cherry Hill. I mean, it's only probably like a couple hours away though from the Dawn of the Dead stuff, but we'll wait until we can all go together.
You said it's called Steel City Con?
Still City Con, yeah.
Todd just doesn't want us to go.
When have I ever said that?
I saw the screenshot that you sent, Steve. He showed us.
I don't want them to go. Steel City Con. Cool. Ooh, they got a lot of people there.
Yeah, they got a lot of good
Dang.
people. Yeah. Monster Mania has like the big thing is they got the Child's Play reunion, which, you know, it's cool, but like I've met most of the cast of Child's Play, and then they're doing
Got Meatloaf there. That's funny.
Meatloaf. Yeah. It's
I'm
their first
Arnold.
con back for Monster Mania, so usually their guest list is way better. Oh, they got like their other big one is Cobra Kai people, but I'm like, that's not horror.
Yeah. Ooh, John Berthal. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
He's
John
he's
Foley is
super
everywhere.
nice, John Bernthal. Like I didn't expect him to be that nice.
Kevin Dillon. Sweet.
Yeah. Sam's gonna meet what's her name? Dora Birch. I know that's the one she's most
Oh,
excited for.
cool.
Yeah.
I wonder
I
if
mean,
she's
I
up.
say that now, but once I get there, I'll probably be just
I'm sure
joking.
you
I'm
will.
totally gonna try and meet her.
And Steve, if you're still thinking about going to 90s Con, that they announced TLC is going to be there.
TLC,
Yeah.
really?
TLC, well,
That-
just T and
Sold
C,
for Steve.
I
Yeah,
guess.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Elle's dead,
Yeah.
but see, that'll make my wife sold.
Yeah.
Like,
It will?
I wasn't a big fan, but yeah, she's a
Oh
90s like,
my God.
especially when it comes to R&B and stuff.
So they announced, they announced
Tell her I'll
TLC,
stand in line with her.
and
Right.
and then today they just announced Joey Lawrence.
Well, like, there's nobody I'm interested in there,
Yeah, I
but
know.
yeah.
He's gonna be holding his wife's purse all the time. Hurry up and meet Joey Lawrence.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Actually, that reminds me a funny story of the 90s. So they get a lot of Degrassi people here in Canada.
I
because
love
it's a
Degrassi
Canadian
so
show.
much.
And they had something Mastrioni or Pat Mastrioni or something like that. Anyway, whatever the case may be. So the way the con autographs were, it was like an L shaped, so where the booths were. And he was like super outgoing. He'd go in front of the table, shake people's hands, take pictures, like a super active guy. And he had to go to the bathroom. So he tells everyone, I'm sorry, guys, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go to the bathroom. So he runs to the curtain and then opens the curtain. Bam! It was a wall behind the curtain because the entrance was on the other side. So he gets almost knocked out from the wall running into it. And we're all like, oh, shit.
Oh my God,
He was
that's so
fine. He
embarrassing.
kinda, like, he kind of laughed it off, but it was so like there's like a 2 seconds where we're all like, oh my God, I think he just killed himself.
He's dead.
Yeah, it was.
Who is it? Do you know what character he plays?
Oh, I'll let you know in the chat when I'll look it up.
Is that Neil deGrasse?
Is what?
Is that Neil deGrasse, the physicist?
No.
No, no.
God.
No, I'm honestly, that's what I thought it was.
No, Degrassi is a show like not 90210.
Oh, it's a
What's
show.
the,
90210?
American. No, what's the American equivalent of Degrassi? It's
Of
the one that had Screech.
Saved
Saved
by
by
the
the
Bell.
Bell.
Saved by the Bell. It's like
But
the
it's way
Canadian
better.
equivalent.
It's more serious than Saved by the Bell, that's for sure. And
That's where Jake comes from, I think. Right?
Drake, yeah.
Drake.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I gotta look it up. I'm not sure.
Oh shit.
All right. I think it's time for trivia.
It is.
All right, get them trivia questions out, get those trivia points out. Here they are. It's a two-way tie. At the top, it means Steve 68. Joe right behind us is 66. Sam right behind us at 41. This is game number 27.
I
So,
mean, way behind.
oh,
No. I'm gonna
behind
give you
is
a
fine. It's
20-point
comeback.
question tonight.
Let's steal it.
That only Sam can answer.
Only applies to her.
And it's Halloween related. What
All right,
what famous YouTuber?
Right, exactly.
Joe Magno.
Hello. Yes, is it my I'll go first.
Go.
Okay. Most of my questions tonight are from Kayla. So thank you, Kayla, for always sending in questions. She said she has 11 pages of trivia questions. So
Jeez.
I feel like they will keep
MVP.
coming in. Yes. So, okay. First question. What John Carpenter film portrays satanic evil as a green goo found in the basement of a church?
Fuck, I have the record. What's the fucking name of this? Prince of Darkness.
Correct.
Yes.
Good
I
job.
was
Which
fucking-
I was not a fan of. I watched it recently
Yeah, it's
for the first time,
whatever.
and I was
Yeah.
like very disappointed.
I had Mouth of
Yeah.
Madness in my mind, and I couldn't get it out. I hate when that happens.
All right, I'll go. Thank you, Miss Kayla. In the movie The Blob, 1980's The Blob, Kevin Dillon, the lead character, how does he kill the blob? What does he use to kill?
Salt.
Salt is on the board.
I
Oh,
haven't,
it's like a slug.
I haven't seen the Blob in so long. I don't remember.
Neither have
Yeah, me neither.
I.
It's a good one. We should cover that one.
Yeah, we should.
We should. Oh, we should go original and remake.
A double fee. Yeah, one of the.
Yeah. No,
And then also add in Flubber with Robin Williams.
There you go.
Because that's what I think of.
nice.
All right, so Sam
yeah,
is
I'm not gonna
incorrect. Anyone
guess.
want to make a wild guess here?
I don't remember. No.
Liquid
A gun.
nitrogen.
Ah, that makes
Oh.
Liquid
sense.
nitrogen.
Makes
Alright,
sense.
well, nice.
All right, I'll go next. So my first one's actually from Odd Job versus 007. Name the hotel from the Puppet Master series.
Oh shit.
That's a great question.
It's right on the water. It's on the cliff.
Yes.
What's it called?
Toulon
Cliffside
Castle.
Hotel.
Waterside Hotel.
Damn it.
You guys give up?
Something manor or something. No. Yes.
Yeah, no. So it's the Bodega Bay Inn.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
Definitely would not get that.
no. Alrighty, so my first trivia question comes from Katie. Thank you for sending this in. Alrighty. Clint Eastwood had his first on-screen appearance in what classic horror sequel?
Oh, this is a great question.
I didn't know that.
Jeez. Well, it's gonna be fucking old. His
Yeah.
on-screen
You
debut.
see- yeah.
Dang. It's got to be something Hitchcocky and
Did Hitchcock do any sequels?
I mean Psycho, but
He-
I don't
he
think he
didn't do
directed
two. He didn't
do
Psycho.
sequels,
Yeah, I
no.
don't think he. No, I don't think he ever directed a sequel. That's it. That's actually a good trivia.
It's a very good trivia.
Um,
I know Weezerface is yelling at us right now. Like,
Probably, yeah. She's the
yeah, she knows that. So is Black Lagoon Girl. It's Katie,
Yeah.
right?
Katie. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's big into that era too.
They're the big classic horror people.
connoisseurs.
Yeah.
Piranha 2.
I
By
don't.
James Cameron.
I wouldn't even venture a guess.
Yes, man.
Night of the Living Dead 2.
It's coming in 2021.
Apparently.
No, don't do it.
Oh, they did it.
I know.
That's
Right, we
gonna
got-
be a no. I'll give you a little guess,
Ooh.
but it's gonna be a fast one, so I think
Oh,
you
hint.
guys will have to
Okay.
hurry. Think Revenge.
Of the nerds.
Of the Mummy. That's all right.
The Revenge. I mean, he had to start in the 60s, right?
It had to have
Maybe
been like
70s?
maybe earlier.
Maybe.
The Revenge.
It had to be at least the 60s.
When was Dirty Harry? Like 73-ish?
Yeah.
Around there? Damn, this sucks. Revenge. It's
Come
not
on,
Jaws
guys.
Revenge, because that's part 4 and like
I
fucking...
spit on your grave too.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. Okay, Steve's over it. So it's actually Revenge of the Creature.
Oh,
Sweet.
okay.
He's-
Wow.
He is uncredited, but it was his first on-screen appearance.
Very cool.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Cool.
Like from the Black Lagoon creature?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Sweet. I'm about to find that.
Yeah. All right. Was it Joe?
Well,
Joseph.
we won. No one got a point in that first round.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd did.
Todd did.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Oh, that's right. He got mine.
I'm at my
Okay.
favorite number right now.
All right.
Hello.
Fine.
Giggity,
Oh.
giggity. Okay. In what year did the original version of When a Stranger Calls debut?
Oh shit.
83.
80.
83 on the board.
Stranger Things. Stranger Calls. It's not in the 80s. They're both
89.
89 on the board.
79.
79 is correct.
Oh.
Man,
Otter.
God.
Pulling
Suck
away.
it, Steve.
Can we do that movie?
just-
That
I
movie
just-
is like
I just target Steve.
dramatic.
I thought it was the 80s. I don't know, early 80s, but I guess
I
late
still
70s.
stand
would
by the
be-
sequel
yeah.
being fucking amazing. I know
Yeah.
Sam and Joe watched it, right? Or just Sam?
Mhm.
Not Joe.
It's in the
Not
90s,
me.
right? The sequel?
I've seen it though. I've
It's
seen
no,
the
not
you
remake.
haven't.
I've seen the remake. I've never
You're
seen the
thinking
sequel.
of the Okay, I was like, you're thinking
Yeah.
of the one with Camille. What's her face?
Yes, I've never seen this.
Yeah, when a stranger calls back is fucking legit.
Mm.
We should
Legit.
review it.
I'm down.
Which one?
I think
The
that's on
original?
Prime.
It's on
The sequel.
Prime or
Maybe
Tubi
we'll-
or something. Yeah, I
We
saw
could do
it.
original and
recently.
sequel. Yeah.
That'd be good.
Mhm.
Let me unlock the phone real quick for Kayla. Okay, I'm gonna word this a little bit differently. So there's three original. Well, I guess not original. Okay, there's three original Cabin Fever movies, not the remake. We're not counting that. What is the subtitle for number 3?
Oh, no idea. I don't even know if I've seen the third one.
I haven't seen the third one.
I think the second one is Patient Zero, but I'll just guess for that for this third.
I'm gonna do The Itch is Back.
So Joe, you would have been incorrect, but you are correct. Part 3 is Patient Zero. Part 2 is Spring Fever.
Nice.
Oh, good job.
All right.
The sequel is actually pretty good. I don't
Spring
think I've
Fever?
seen. I don't think I've seen the third one. Yeah, I like the second one.
Me too.
Solid.
It's in high school or something.
Yeah.
So next two questions are from Kayla. Nosferatu was released in 1922 and was banned in what country?
Oh.
Germany.
Europe.
In
Countries.
country?
Which country?
Damn it! I hate these questions.
I'm going German. Germany.
I'm gonna say Canada.
I'm
Deutschland.
gonna say Italy.
You're wrong. I'll give you all one last guess. It is in Europe.
Oh,
England. Great Britain.
Ireland.
Joe?
The English are always banning stuff. It's not
I
England.
know, but not this one apparently.
It's a video.
Well, that's
nasty,
not
like-
fair. You've done process of elimination for Joe.
Well, there's a lot of countries.
There's
in
a lot of
Europe.
countries in Europe. Did anyone
That's
someone
what
say
I
Italy?
meant.
Yeah, someone said Italy.
Okay, then I will guess. Greece.
Wrong. So the
Is it
country
Frankia?
is actually Sweden.
Sweden? What's wrong with Sweden? What's wrong with you guys? Oh,
1922
shout out to my
Sweden.
new friend from Norway, by the way. I made a friend.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
His name's
cool.
Dom, and we actually met on eBay because I sold him a rare Blu-ray, and they can't get it in
Oh.
Norway. So
Oh, that must have been
Alright,
expensive
Dom.
to ship.
I'm like, hey, check out our horror podcast, and he said he would. So shout out to
Nice.
Dom.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Hit it.
Let's see. Okay, so this one comes from Kayla. In
Kayla.
Scream.
Hmm.
Okay, in Scream, how many times does Casey hang up on the collar?
Dose 2.
3.
We got 2 and we got 3 on the board. What's Joe guessing?
5.
Hang up on me, and I'll cut you like a fish. Gosh,
Nope.
man, I need to watch that movie now.
It's 4.
Oh,
Ah.
Well, of course I skipped one.
yeah. All right,
All right.
Joe.
Last one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shout out to Ryan. I'm not gonna say which one.
Which one? Yeah.
I'm not gonna say
That's 50%
I'm
of
not
our
gonna
audience, Joe.
because he sent me a trivia question. But I know this one's already been asked. How many people have died in the Babadook? I think Steve might have asked that one before.
I did. Yeah.
So the correct answer is 0.
0
for those
right.
people that. Died.
Lame
Alright.
movie.
None
But shout out to him. All right, last question. Have you guys seen The Devil's Backbone? Anyone
I did.
actually?
No.
Sam's no.
But
All
it
right,
could be
well,
fun
let
to
me-
guess.
What's it about?
Okay.
Todd,
It's
what's it about?
Guillermo. It's Guillermo del Toro
Oh no, fuck so.
movie. All right. Well, you know what? Since no one's seen it, I will.
Steve.
I'll go last. I'll pull another question.
All
Go,
right.
Todd.
Okay, last but not least, what 1980 Italian horror film was Dario Argento's sequel to the surreal classic Suspiria?
Hmm.
Oh shit. I was just reading Suspiria fucking trivia the other day for some reason.
Just reading it.
Tenebrae.
Tenebre's on the board.
I guess that's not right.
Tibia.
Tibia's on the board.
I can't think of it.
Really?
Can I
Yeah.
get one more guess?
Yes.
Deep Red.
Oh my gosh. No. They had it.
I don't remember.
What'd you say, Sam?
Red Sea.
Red Sea and Creek. Let's give it.
I should know this.
This would happen if there was a fire.
Code Red.
Inferno.
Inferno, Joe. Got it.
Right. That's God damn it.
I believe Inferno's on Prime, if I remember correctly. It might be Shutter, actually.
Shutter, I think. Yeah.
I think I have to
Somewhere.
watch that. I don't know if I've seen it. I'm gonna have to watch it.
I think Dario's like the least amount of.
He's my
Movies I've
least
seen
favorite.
from a
He's one of
director.
my least favorite like horror. I mean, he's like good, but he's not like I'm just not into the giallo.
It's a big
style.
investment. These movies
Yeah.
too. It's
Mhm.
His take Giallo to like another level. They're always like super long and drawn out.
Yeah.
I like opera though. Opera's cool.
Yeah, opera was pretty cool. And
Alright.
Suspiria is probably my favorite still from him.
Yeah. My last one. Which film's violence sparked changes to the Motion Picture Association of America's rating system?
Oh. Jaws.
Wrong.
Let's see, Jaws is 1975, so I have to come after that.
Because Jaws was PG.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I forget. Did Weezerface the one that got picked on by a guy, or was that somebody else? Kayla, maybe. Someone got
Katie.
picked on.
I think it was. Actually, no, it was Weezerface, I think.
Yeah, I know
It was-
Mandy
no,
did
Or it was Kate.
in the original
Might have been
question.
Katie, too.
No, it was Katie that talked about it in the Discord.
Mhm.
That's a good trivia question to bring up if someone ever puts you on the spot. I give that one to people like a lot. Like, well, you know, Jaws is PG. No, it's not. I'm like, look at the fucking poster. It says PG.
Right, yeah.
Let's see. So it had to been after 1975. Friday the 13th.
Wrong. Sam, you want to venture a guess?
House on the Left.
No.
No, that was
That's a good
before
guess.
Jaws.
I have one more guess if we're
Yeah,
doing.
I'll give you a little
Because
bit
you
of a
just
hint.
looked on your phone, you
Okay.
cheater.
No, I didn't.
I'll give you guys a little bit of a hint. It's a movie that by today's standards is really not like gory, but I guess by that year's standards, it's
Poltergeist.
That was actually my next guess, Sam. So, because that is also PG. That's what I was thinking.
I get maybe Halloween,
no. You guys are far off.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Well, damn, Steve.
Yeah. All right. So the answer was Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Gremlins
Wow.
was too violent for its PG rating. The MPAA created the PG-13 rating to prevent another generation from the emotional trauma of watching cute furry creatures turn to bloodthirsty demons.
Wow.
Fun.
The bad ones got killed pretty bad, but not the cute Gizmo.
Right.
Okay. I mean, that kitchen scene is pretty brutal.
That's true.
Is it Sam or Joe? The last one.
Sam,
Or Joe.
then Joe.
Okay. Well. Okay, which one do I want to do? Ooh. Okay. In the 2002 horror film, The Ring, people would see. Let me read that again. In the 2002 horror film, The Ring, people would die 7 days after watching a very creepy videotape. What was the name of the first victim in the film?
Samara. That's how the tape got created.
We find that out later.
Yeah.
Carmen Electra.
I could definitely picture her. Yeah. That's actually one of the coolest things of that movie.
Pamela Anderson.
It is.
Yeah, that's one of my like burnt images. That's one.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in the closet.
in the closet with the face all like.
Yeah.
Mhm. And her hands are like.
Yeah,
It's been a
I
while
don't-
since I watched that
I don't
one.
remember her name like, at all.
Jessica.
We got Jessica on the board.
Tammy.
Tammy. Okay, all of you are wrong. It's Katie.
80.
Katie.
Nice.
Fun.
All right, Joe, you got one?
I'd like to watch that one again. That'd be cool to revisit.
Mhm. It's great for
Yes.
Halloween too.
I do. This is a shark movie tagline.
Ooh.
All right. This time, it's personal.
Jaws 4.
Correct.
Yeah. Damn it.
Hey,
Terrible night.
the revenge. All right. I think you should give your Devil's Backbone question out to see if he gets it right.
Okay. I
And
can
then
do
we have to
that.
give one to Sam too. That's Sam related.
Have a bonus.
All right, hold on. I got to pull it up. 1 second. Last bonus trivia question. Anyone can answer it. What is the setting for the 2001 cult classic, The Devil's Backbone?
It's a Spanish Civil War.
I'm looking for the place it is set in.
Mansion.
Oh, like physically or the country or
There's like the specific setting of the movie. like where it takes.
Oh, fuck it. It's in like an orphanage.
Correct.
Yeah.
Niche.
Job.
Job.
All right.
Great movie, by the way. You guys should really watch it.
Yeah.
I also have a bonus. This
Oh,
is an
boner.
extra one that Kayla had sent my way. I feel like you guys will get this pretty fast, so make sure you're listening. In Halloween, what year did Michael kill his sister?
Ooh.
Shit.
Okay. I know this. What year?
1968.
Steve got it right.
Oh, okay. Well, shit.
What was his answer?
Joe's still like carrying over the two.
63.
63. Nice.
Mm-hmm. I'm picturing the tombstone in my like
Good job.
Judith Myers.
Judith Myers.
All right. Points are as follows. Steve at 70 points. Myself at 71. Joe 68. Sam 41.
Oh,
That
yeah.
concludes game number 27. So thank you for your questions.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you. Which one we doing first? Jaws 3 or Cruel Jaws?
Oh.
I have more to say about Cruel Jaws, so maybe we'll start with Jaws 3D. I don't know about you guys, but
Sure.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
All right, Jaws 3, 1983. The third film in the series follows a group of marine biologists attempting to capture a young great white shark that has wandered into Florida's World Park. However, later it discovered that the shark's 35-foot mother is also a guest at SeaWorld. What follows is a shark wreaking havoc on the visitors in the park. Currently a 1.8 rating on Letterboxd, starring a star-studded cast of Mr. Dennis Quaid, Luke Gossett Jr., and that's probably all I know. So Dennis Quaid being the most famous person there. But yeah, I mean, basically the description is what we get. You know, we're set in a SeaWorld. Dennis Quaid is a marine biologist there, keeps everything together. They capture a baby great white shark, ends up dying in captivity. However, the mama shark sneaks in via an ocean gate, and she's just fucking killing people. I mean, it's pretty standard setup. I'll start off by saying this one has like really strong nostalgic factor for me. This probably added to my fear of sharks because of the whole scene where they're in the underwater tunnels and it floods and they're like, it's a fucking here or something like that. Like the whole time I was like, oh, that's possible. And then now they have that in SeaWorld and, you know, aquariums and stuff like that. So whenever I go in there, I'm always thinking about Jaws 3D. Dennis Quaid's cool. They play a really stupid game where they're like leaning against each other in the bar, which I don't understand. Leah Thompson, I forgot. Back to Future fame's in this one. And it's just not a good movie, but it's also extremely like fun. So I'll leave it at that.
yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I picked it because I love movies that take place in theme parks and amusement parks and stuff like this. This one takes place at SeaWorld, which I don't like. But I mean, since I like generic theme parks, I was fine with it for this one. I enjoy it. Like it's bad for sure. There's the 3D effects are terrible, like just absolutely horrible, especially if you're not watching in 3D, if you're watching in 2D. So some of the scenes look really bad, but some of the shark scenes that are in 3D look amazing. Like it's kind of like a mix of the two. I was just interested throughout the whole thing. It's kind of like a poor man's Jurassic World. You know, there's a shark terrorizing people during like, you know, while people are there and attending and while people are doing like these fancy shows. I love dolphins, so just having dolphins involved was like super interesting to me. It was really fun. Like Todd, so I hadn't seen this movie in a long time, but I vividly remembered the scene where they're in the tunnels and the sharks is coming. And there's also a scene where they're at a restaurant that's kind of like a big aquarium. And there's a restaurant at Disney World that I go to every time that has the same thing. And I always think of that when I go there. So, you know, it's really stupid. But honestly, I like it. I think it's a fun watch. Not something I'd watch every year, but something I'd revisit every like 5 to 10 years.
I haven't seen this one since high school, so this was like a pretty damn fresh watch for me. Like I had only maybe remembered a couple, like one or two scenes. I completely forgot Dennis Quaid was in it, honestly. So I was like, that was cool. I was like, hey, Dennis Quaid, what are you doing in here? And then Leah Thompson was cool. But yeah, like I you know, it was all right. Like it had its moments. The 3D effect, like it was just so like laughably bad, like just like those 3D moments. But it's like funny, like in its own way. I don't know. There's like something a bit charming about it. Like I just like go back to like being in the theater when I see like a scene like that, and I'm like, wow, like back people were probably like screaming and like terror back then. You know, it was like must have been so fun. I would that's like when I would love to like see like a re-release in theaters just so I could experience it. But yeah, like it's entertaining. Like it's total like it's cheesy but like entertaining. Like, and that's like the best way I can put it. Is it like great? No, but like it has a cool setting. Like the SeaWorld setting is cool. I'm sure. Do you think SeaWorld paid for this, or were they just like, hey, SeaWorld, we want to film like at your place?
I have this in my notes. If they did, God, it makes them look terrible.
Yeah,
like it makes them look like the worst. So, but they had to have like some kind of
they had
agreement,
to get approval.
right?
Yeah,
Which is
they
the
had to,
weirdest thing in
yeah,
the world.
for sure. Yeah.
Might have been just starting
I
out in '83, maybe.
definitely, because like I've been to SeaWorld and it looks nothing like that. I'm like, that doesn't even look like how SeaWorld looks now. So I'm sure it was like when they were first getting going. But yeah, I mean overall, enjoyable.
So I've never seen this movie before watching it for the podcast. And just like the little movie poster when I was about to start it, I was like, okay, well, this doesn't look too bad because I was just expecting the quality to be super gnarly, but it was entertaining. It had a lot of good one-liners. I was just like chuckling to myself, like maybe every 10 minutes. My favorite parts were when it just showed the young adults partying, and I'm with Todd. I don't know what fucking game they were playing in the bar, but I was like, what the hell are they doing? So random. But yeah, it has Dennis Quaid looking very handsome. You have two adorable dolphins, Sydney and Lucy, I believe is their names. I don't know. I feel like I kept telling Joe that I adored Dennis Quaid's character and his girlfriend or wife. I don't know. I think they were just boyfriend and girlfriend, but they were so in love with each other. It was so adorable. But yeah, I liked watching it. I mean, I don't regret it or anything like that. And like I said, it had a lot of good one-liners. My favorite one is, why don't you find the tallest skyscraper?
That's the wrong movie.
What movie are we doing?
We're
Why
doing
did you guys
Jaws
stop
3D.
me? Is
No,
that Jaws
everything.
3D?
No, you're confusing the two
It
movies.
is. See, I
Yeah.
told you I would do that because they're literally the same movie. So let me tell you, this is how I watched it. I started watching Cruel Jaws, and then I stopped in about 45 minutes of it, and then I started watching Jaws 3, and then I was getting them confused, and then I went back to Cruel Jaws, and I told Joe, I was like, I'm gonna get these movies so mixed up.
And you did.
I'm just gonna shut up because it doesn't matter at this point. So
Everything else you said was Jaws 3.
Was spot on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a.
just the one-liner.
Yeah.
Jaws 3 had the good one-liners. The other one didn't.
No, Cruel
had the good
Jaws had
one-liners.
What are we doing right now? We're talking about
Jaws 3D.
I
Jaws
can't-
3D.
Dennis Quaid.
Oh, I was thinking he was in Cruel Jaws.
No,
No, it's Hulk Hogan.
Hogan's in Cruel
Hogan's in
Jaws.
Cruel, yeah.
Okay, just do whatever you want with all of that, Steve.
Yeah. So, what were your guys' favorite scene in 3D? Because for me, I love when the slow mo CGI sharks busting through the glass at the end
Oh,
because it looked so bad that I laughed out loud, like at how bad
That
it
is,
looked.
yeah, that is no doubt the worst part of the whole movie. Like, ugh, it's
Hey,
so bad.
Deep Blue Sea definitely borrowed that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they probably did. Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, my favorite part is, like you guys said, the tunnel scene. Like when he's busting through the tunnel there and it gets all flooded. I'm like, dang. I was like, I could see this like being like terrifying. Like if you watch it in theaters for the first time, like that is just a terrifying thought. Like being stuck down like underground with the tunnels leaking. So like that is probably the most effective scene for me. And then them being stuck in there. I think they could have played on that a little more, honestly. Like I think they could have made it even more dramatic and scary, like building that up. But like that's really not what this movie was going for. Like they were very focused on the 3D aspects, obviously, as the gimmick. And I think they focused more on that rather than making like a great movie. I think there is like a great movie, potentially great movie, like in here, but they just I think it was bogged down by the 3D.
I don't know if you guys noticed the really like dedicated stunt that what's his face did.
Sam actually called that out.
Which one?
Dennis Quaid when he falls off the
I did, Todd.
the cart.
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about when
Okay.
he's ghost riding the fucking jet ski into the pier, and you can tell by his hesitation. He's like, "What the fuck am I doing?" And he's like shaking, and then he jumps off like a perfect stride.
I like when he goes full speed onto the beach, like without even slowing down, and there's like the little girl has to like jump out of the way.
Yeah, you cannot say he was not dedicated to this role.
Yep.
No. I wish like so obviously like we have Brody's sons here, and I kind of wish they like teamed up a little more, like to beat the shark, because like the other brother, not Dennis Quaid, I guess is the best way to describe him. He like disappears at the end, kind of like, right? Like I don't remember him, like when Leah Thompson gets bit by the shark and like we never see him again. So I think it would have been better if they like teamed up to defeat him at the end.
Especially that they were a big part of part 2.
Right.
So it would have been cool to see more of them in part 3. Yeah, for sure.
And part 4 ruins it all by killing off one of the kids,
Great.
which is a very scary scene in part 4 in the beginning.
All right. I don't know if I've like actually ever seen 4, so I'm gonna have to
Just give it a watch.
jump on that. Yeah.
What did you guys think of the guy who's like in the shark but still alive for a while?
Oh,
Like, I thought
hunter
for sure
guy?
he was gonna live. Yeah, I thought he was gonna live, and I thought it was the most ridiculous thing ever. But thankfully, he doesn't. So,
I like how they just assume the other guy, the guy in the beginning that dies, just quit or something.
right? Yeah.
They're,
Right.
like no
Or he's
work
drunk
safety.
somewhere.
Yeah,
Like, how much of a drunk is he that they're just like, oh, he's probably passed out drunk.
yeah. They don't worry that he might have drowned or something. No, he's fine. He's been gone for like a week. No big deal.
Yeah, that guy had a cool look though. Very like 80s fucking look to that guy.
R.I.P. Baby Shark, by the way, too. Justice. Hey, the mom did what she had to do.
Too
you
early,
know,
too soon.
so- too soon. Why did that shark die though? Was it
Yeah.
stressed? I asked Sam this. I was like,
So I actually read up on this. So this movie started a trend where aquariums started acquiring great white sharks, and never has a great white shark lived in captivity more than
Wow.
like 8 weeks or
Okay.
something like that. They just not meant to be in that
Mhm.
little space. And SeaWorld being a big reason of that, they're the ones who really try to get
Oh,
great white
terrifying.
sharks. They just don't do well in captivity, so they actually kind of predicted the real thing that would happen if you trap a
Wow.
great white shark, and that's why to this day you don't see them at aquariums.
I'm happy for that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I am
Let's
too.
keep the great whites out of the just
Yeah,
for my
absolutely.
personal safety. I'm
Mm.
happy. So scary.
Yeah,
I know.
but, yeah,
I know.
no, exactly. Great whites and beluga whales are two of the things that you probably won't see much. in
Belugas
okay
are
with
so
that.
stinking cute.
I
Me
love
too.
belugas.
You want to rate this? Are we done? Yeah.
That's all I had. Yeah, we can rate it.
2.5 on Letterbox translates to 6 out of 10, around there.
I'm right there with you. I'd give it a 6 as well. Like I think it's cheesy, but it's entertaining enough, and there's some cool stuff in here. If you can get past the horrible 3D effects, it's a decent enough watch.
I'm gonna just give it a 6.2. Or maybe that's the other movie I'm fucking thinking about.
For me, it's a 6 as well. It's not a great film, but it's entertaining, and I'd watch it again. So I think it's it's a decent film. It's a good one. Good watch. All right, Cruel Jaws.
Cruel Jaws, 1995. A tiger shark bred by the Navy as a killing machine is wreaking havoc in the sleepy tourist town of Hampton Bay. Super cool poster, even though that's not a tiger shark, but we'll forgive it, I guess. But directed by Bruno Mattei, Italian filmmaker, currently available on Tubi. Steve, this has been your pick, so take it.
Yes, I'd never seen this before, but I heard a lot about it. I had heard from people that it was a good, bad shark movie. So that's why I was interested in reviewing it. And I would agree with that assessment. I thought it was a good, bad shark movie. I actually watched it twice. So I watched it a week ago when we did the vote. And I watched it again today because I watched so many shark movies that I was afraid that I was going to mix them all up. So I decided to rewatch this one so I could talk about it a little bit better. And I actually upped my score watching it the second time because it does hold up. Like, it's a ridiculous film. I love that there's a Hulk Hogan lookalike. Man, it just made me laugh when I saw him for the first time. It's just, I don't know why that amuses the hell out of me. The acting is terrible, but so bad that it's funny. Like, it actually just makes me laugh. Like, there's a scene where I'll call him Hulk Hogan for the rest of the review. I don't even know what his real name is, but Hulk Hogan's just like, he opens up like a soda can and then he sees a shark, and his like the look he gives when he sees the shark is so funny. It's just, there's just all these little moments that I fucking loved about it. There's this whole regatta scene where they're doing like these boat competitions on these like parasails type of thing, and the two main guys who are competing against each other, when there's a close-up, it looks so fake, almost like the 1960s Batman. Like, you could tell that they're just on like a board, like a stationary board, and they're just like going back and forth. That made me laugh. There's two scenes in here that actually made me laugh out loud, and that's how much like that to me is worth a lot, because if I can laugh out loud, I don't laugh out loud a lot at movies, so to get that reaction twice in one movie was big. That's the helicopter scene and the blowing up the boat scene, which I thought was just absolutely ridiculous. I love the score that borrows heavily from Jaws and Star Wars. Like, it starts the Star Wars theme and then just goes to something else, which I thought was hilarious. Every time I heard it, I got like excited about it. I just love it. Like, it's a stupid movie for sure, but I appreciate like what it was trying to do, and I appreciate for how bad it is.
Yeah, I had no idea about this movie whatsoever. No expectations going in. This movie is really fucking bad. But I loved it. Like, it really is like a so bad it's good movie. Like, it's just so bad, but like the acting is so bad, but in like such a funny way, like the way the dialogue and the line delivery is. And then like the lighting is atrocious at times, like especially like when there's one scene in particular where like they're on the beach and it's just like completely blue for like a whole scene. And then like some of the audio, like it just doesn't even seem like they had mics like on the set, and they're just like echoing, and it's just like, it's so funny. And then, yeah, I mean, the Hulk Hogan, like, is amazing. And then you got like a girl in like a wheelchair. But like, it seems like her, like, I don't know. It seems like she really doesn't need to be in a wheelchair for whatever. And then we got like a guy just like slapping his child on the beach at one point. That's like so random. And there's just like so much just like random shit in this. And then, dude, my favorite part is like, it's such like a throwaway scene, but like the cop like walks out of the door, and instead of like going down the walkway, he just jumps over.
And then music cue, they play with that. Yeah. It's like some big action scene.
He just like jumps over the railing. And, it's so fucking. This is like the perfect midnight movie. Like, and I say that a lot, but like this really is like the perfect like midnight movie to watch with like a big crowd, or just to show like your friends. Because like it's wild. It's just like a wild ride, and they steal a bunch of like scenes from Jaws, which is hilarious too. And the like you said, the Star Wars theme being put in there, so hella random. And like then you get the mob, which I don't even know if anyone's touched on that yet. You get the mob is involved trying to steal land, which is great as well. And you get like this seedy dude trying to evict the aquarium people, and he ends up slapping his daughter as well. So we have a good amount of child abuse in this movie. But like, it's not like in like a serious way. Like, it's like a funny like way, the way they like, because like he'll like slap her, and then like 10 seconds later the slap noise will come in, and and it's like that. There, you see that a lot in this movie. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like one of my favorite bad movies I've seen in a long time.
Sam, you want to go?
Just rewind 5 minutes and 38 seconds ago, because it's the same. No, I agree with Steve and Joe. I don't think it's awful. I actually kind of enjoyed it. But I will mention I was confused with the Star Wars and the Jaws music. I was like, maybe I'm just thinking this because I'm not like a big fan of Star Wars, but I was like, is this Star Wars? And then I remember when I saw the clip of Jaws, I was like, oh, cool. Jaws let them use the animatronic Jaws, like, oh, that's cool. And Joe was telling me like how it was a stolen clip. I was like, what the fuck? Is there anything else I can add to this? I don't believe so. Besides the overlay of like the blue screen, because I was watching it on my phone and I thought something was wrong with my phone, and then I had my headphones in, and the music was either like too high on top of the talking track, so it was very distracting, but it was fun though. It would be a good movie, like Joe said, for a midnight watch, but maybe like an afternoon watch when you're in the pool, and if you could have like a
Ooh, that'd be
movie
fun.
playing or something, or like in the evening time, because I guess if you're watching it on a projector. But yeah,
Can you say your line now? Because I think I interrupted you.
that's fine. It's not even funny now.
It is.
So my favorite one-liner is, because it's jam-packed with amazing ones, is where the girl tells the guy because she's mad because her boyfriend cares about his job, cares about his family's business, cares about these animals. Like, oh, I'm sorry. You want a loser, girl? Is that who you want to date? So she gets all mad and huffs away because she wants to go to a party and rub private parts dancing, and he has better things to do. So she gets mad, and she comes back and she's like, why don't you find the tallest skyscraper, jump off, and go fuck yourself, and then just walks away. I was like, okay, Darcy, I think we're overreacting a little bit, but it was fun.
I agree with everything said. However, my favorite scene is I love Hulk Hogan in this because he is such a sad character, but he
Aw.
delivers his lines so matter of fact, deadpanned. Like there's this one scene, I don't remember word for word, but he's like, it was the darkest day of my life. My wife died, my daughter. And then the cop comes, he's like, you're evicted. He's like, well, that's okay. You're just doing your job. And what the fuck is going on here? Like, and then the cop like changes gears. Like he says this, you're evicted, blah, blah, blah. Then he looks at the son, hey, buddy. And he like shakes his hand. I'm like, what is, like the emotions in this go like up and down like nuts. Yeah, I mirror everything you guys said. It'd be really fun to watch this in a group. And you know, I really liked when they showed the aftermath kill on the beach. I'm like, ooh, some cool effects. And then they like literally never went there again. I was like,
Yeah.
what? Like missed opportunity. But the biggest like, what were they thinking? Was the editing in this.
Oh God, yeah,
Like-
it's so bad. Yeah.
I understand if you have like a bad looking shark, you kind of want to hide it, right? With action scenes, you cut to reactions, whatever. But they'd be walking around like, hey, Jimmy, what do you want to do today? I don't know, eat a hamburger. And then they cut like to the next, like a totally different tonal scene. And they'd be like, what's going on? Like they didn't know how to finish their scenes or something.
The
But-
ending's a prime factor.
Yeah, oh my God. But my favorite one-liner was in the beginning, Paco, Jose, when he's trying to like reach the guys, and then the two sleazeball dudes are trying to get laid, and the girl's like, dick brain, dick brain, dick brain. Overall, man, I have more fun with it than Jaws 3D,
Same.
but for different reasons. So
Yeah.
it's not good by any means, but it's good, you know?
Yep.
Yes. Speaking of the editing, one of my favorite editing shots in this is right before they start the race, like at the regatta. They show a close up of every single character in the
Oh,
movie,
God.
like
Yeah.
to get their reaction before the thing starts, and it's just like,
intense.
but it goes on forever because there's a lot of characters in the movie, so it's like shot after shot after shot of people's close ups, like their face. It's
That scene
fucking
was cool
bad.
though when the pier was getting destroyed.
Yeah, dude, the
Awesome.
whole regatta
Yeah.
scene is awesome. Like it's a bloodbath. It's
Yeah.
the body count in this is pretty high.
And then I was really hoping they were gonna go there with the little girl in the water. I was like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
they might go there, but no, she got
Dude,
out
that
of
scene is funny
and
in
get Hulk
itself.
Hogan
Like
to Hulk out.
there.
she's going down the pier for like 10 minutes, like before she falls in.
It's gotta have a high budget though. With that set, dolphins, like they spent money on this for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the thing. It's a low budget movie, but like there's budget in it because there's a lot of stuff that are like pretty impressive shots and stuff. I mean, they had a helicopter, they had all that like boats and stuff, so it had to be somewhat of a budget.
Apparently there was never a shark actually on set. Like I was reading
I
the
know.
IMDb. Yeah, which is
It-
wild.
Something happened to it or something.
Yeah, they said it
So
broke.
yeah, exactly. So it's all like used footage somewhere else or stuff like that. But yeah, my wife and I actually cracked up laughing when they're trying to kill the shark and she's holding the gas tank in her arms and they shoot it, and then the whole fucking boat just like,
The
and not a little
explosion is
explosion,
awesome,
it's
yeah.
fucking like,
It's like a nuke
blows
went
the
off, yeah.
fuck up. Yeah. It was so funny. Oh my god, it was funny. And the helicopter, like, it made no sense. I didn't understand what his plan was. So they go in a helicopter and they drop down a big chunk of meat on a rope
Yeah.
that's attached to the helicopter. So when the shark, like, he like pulls the whole helicopter down, and then that's so stupid, but it made me laugh.
I also, so this is a really great, this should tell you everything about this movie. So the director used an English translator to talk and direct with the American cast members. That's makes a lot of sense after you watch this movie.
Yeah, and it also has like a made for TV movie charm with
Oh, totally. Yeah.
like the seal that keeps like thwarting the
Aw.
guy and like
Yeah.
pushing him in the water, and everyone's like, oh, that seal's so charming, and then they all like laugh. It's just like, oh, it's so cheesy, but god damn, I laughed. It's so good.
Yeah. Great.
No, yeah, it was great. I'm happy I got picked this one.
Yeah.
People
I think
are
it's,
finally right with this one.
I think it was probably the best out of the 4 choices for sure. I'm really glad this one, because I never would have watched it otherwise, and now like I'm gonna tell people to watch this. Like people I know will enjoy this type of movie.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you guys rate it?
So this is a tough one because like as like an actual, if I was like rating this as an actual movie, like it's probably like a 3 maybe. But as like a bad movie scale, it's like a 9 probably or something like that, because it's like that good. So I mean, I'm gonna like aggregate that and give it a 5.5.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, huh? Entertainment value 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. 7 out of 10 real life. But yeah, if you're looking at a just movie by itself, it's like a 4.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the 6.5. I'm gonna stay with that.
Okay.
And I also thought this was more entertaining than the other movie. I don't know if I said that. But I'm going to go ahead and give it a 5.
So I had it up until today, like this morning, at a 6. But after watching it again, I put it up to 6.5, because even on a second watch a week later, I still managed to laugh a lot and have fun with it. So I'm gonna buy if they have a Blu-ray, I'm gonna buy this, because it's one I foresee watching.
They did Scream Factory, has a release of
awesome.
it. Yep.
So yeah, this is one I think I'm gonna start telling people as well to watch, if they want to watch like bad movies. So
Yeah.
6.5. It's good. Like I liked it. It's just actually, and this is what's crazy to me. I liked the bad movie more than I did the serious movie.
Right. Yeah. Same.
They're
I think
close.
all of us did.
They're close, but I think if I had to choose, you showed me both boxes, I'd want to watch Cruel Jaws again.
I think they're both bad movies, right?
I was gonna say,
In a way,
kind of
they're
are,
both bad,
yeah.
but Jaws does take itself a little seriously.
Yeah. Besides the 3D effects, but other than
Yeah,
that,
but at the
it's
time,
definitely
that
more of a
was like
serious
a-
movie.
right.
Yeah. They actually lifted a scene completely from Jaws 3, like the one where
They
they're
did.
like making out in the water and like they use the bullhorn pretend to be the police. It's like the
Yeah,
exact same scene.
Yeah, and they used a lot of footage from different movies. I read a
Right.
list somewhere that
Mhm.
like the bodies and stuff, that's all used from other movies. So yeah, I'd say this one's recommended.
Yeah. If you're into bad movies, for sure. Like, yeah, there are other people who are gonna be like, "What the fuck? Why would you ever recommend?"
So,
recommend this
one
to
last
us?"
question on this one: do you think they cast that guy because he looked like Hulk Hogan, or was
I
that just
hope
a happy
so.
accident?
It's
If
a great
Italian, if Bruno casted it, I don't think he'd probably know who.
It probably was a happy. Yeah,
I mean,
guessing
Hulk
it was
Hogan's a
happy
pretty,
accident.
yeah.
I mean, this movie was made in what, 95?
Yeah, so I mean,
That was like Hulkamania was
Wow.
Was
run-
past-
He should have just
running
got Hulk
wild.
Hogan. He probably would have done it.
yeah, right.
Hulkamania was like done at that point.
brother.
Yeah, it's right before he got like his second wind as a
Right.
villain. So,
So
I mean,
maybe that guy was just holding on to Hulkamania. He
yeah.
just-
And I wonder if that guy just like purposely like, I kind of look like Hogan. I'll just rock it. I'll just
right.
yeah.
So great.
that just from that moment on, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna like this movie. It just
I
made me
want-
laugh
I want to know where that guy is now.
Oh yeah, who knows?
Probably just one and done, I'd imagine.
Probably. What's his IMDb look like?
I don't know his character name.
Yeah, no, you have to look from the picture. Let's see. Let's
It doesn't have pictures.
I
on
doubt
it
he has a
either.
picture. I
Was
doubt
his-
any of
was
them
his
have
name
pictures.
Dag?
That sounds about
Dag.
right. Let's see. The little girl was Susie. So yeah. No, there's 3 of them.
Oh, Susie Sharon. Sharon.
It might be Bob.
Saracen. Oh, that sounds like it would be him.
He looks like a Bob, doesn't he?
Head thug.
No, Cruel Jaws is the only movie.
Yeah.
Shocker.
I think that's most.
Yes.
Well, it said like they just hired a bunch of like non-union locals from
Right.
like Florida to like film the movie. So I don't think many of these people had acting jobs.
Well, hopefully we can make him famous again.
Yeah. Let's get him
I'm
to a
gonna track
con.
him down.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably has
Let's
an
do-
AOL email
let's-
address.
I think let's single-handedly the Horror Squad podcast get a Cruel Jaws reunion together. we'll do a Cruel Jaws screening and reunion.
That'd be fucking dope.
It would be.
All
Oh
right.
boy.
So just so you guys know, we've been talking about the 90s episode for a while, but we decided to push it off just a few weeks. So you still have a little bit of time to send us your lists. So if you want to send us your top 10 movies of the 90s, we will put it in the ultimate list. And next week we are doing the Fear Street trilogy, probably.
Probably.
Probably, if we have time to watch them all.
Who's watched the first one? Nobody.
I did. I watched
Is
all
it-
2.
Is it kid appropriate?
I'd say no.
Okay.
The first one maybe a little bit. The second one definitely not.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. But it's going to be an interesting discussion. And I don't want to like put the podcast on a bit of a down note, but while we're doing the recording, I noticed that one of our Discord members, her dog Dexter, is going through some troubles. So we just want to give her all the positive vibes and juju because we're all animal lovers here, and we know
Hang
it's
in
tough.
there, puppy.
So hang in there, and
Best
Dexter.
of luck.
Best of
Yeah.
luck for sure.
That's a bummer.
Yeah. So that's all we got.
All right, Jaws 3D and Cruel Jaws. Good stuff.
Solids.
Good stuff. Yeah.
And yeah, happy Shark Week, everyone. Enjoy all those shark programs and stay out of the water.
Oh, I like that.
Ba-ba,
Bye.
ba-ba,
Bye.
ba-ba, ba-ba.
Billy, I want you to find the tallest skyscraper you can and throw yourself off, and then go fuck yourself.